One of the things we have not anticipated often, factored often in our debates, is the way in which growth transforms the potential that the government has to make an impact on society. And people start caring about accountability only when the scale of that impact is sufficient for it to matter. So just give one very tiny example to vividly illustrate the point. If you look at state government budgets in India, between 1975 and roughly 2000, they were more or less constant. Which is a way of saying that even the best functioning government in those circumstances would have produced marginal effect in terms of improving lives and conditions. It's only when you have growth in government revenues of the order of 20–30% a year that politics begins to get exciting in terms of demanding more accountability.
Since the late 1990s, there has been increasingly public voices about the issue of disparities. Firstly, through the internet, and later through the various kinds of media and media reporting and so on. So that indeed has been increasingly brought to the front burner of the public policy debate. And so, in fact, I think there's increasingly more policies that's trying to target to resolve those issues. But at the same time, that
by and large, engineers and scientists play virtually very little role in Indian policy making. If you look at the composition of our planning commissions, if you look at across the board, and there's a cliche that we say that there's a civil service, there's a technocracy, but our civil service is a very odd it's a very odd creature, because its identity is defined by investment in certain formal processes. Its identity is not defined by substantive forms of rationality, which is, I want these health outcomes, how do I get it? I want these ICT done, how do I get it? And people often remark that I think, in a sense, the ability of that system, therefore, to mobilize the right kinds of knowledge. It can mobilize it in a formal sense. It can talk to think tanks. It can read all the research papers. But to embed the right mix of knowledge within government at the appropriate level, I think has been very much stymied by the formal structures of bureaucracy that we inherited, and which we, in a sense, continue to invest in. I mean, in India, engineers will almost never become regulators. Scientists will never become chairpersons of planning commissions, almost, one or two exceptions. That tells you something. We are dominated by two professions that believe in formal rationality over substantive ones, which is economists and civil servants.